How are we doing, guys? Moose here, and welcome back to another episode of the West Ham United Career Mode. We're into the summer transfer window in Season 2, and with that, we are bringing back an old segment mixed with a new segment. We were doing the press conferences early on in the first season. We did a few of them. It went great. I love the questions you guys threw in, so we've brought that back, but it's going to be less of a press conference-y style and more of a Q&A. It's going to be Moose's mailbag, I think, is what we're going to go with. We're going to call it Moose's mailbag. So send in your questions for Moose's mailbag. Every time I get, maybe 4 or 5 questions, we'll have a Moose's mailbag segment. It can be, primarily career mode related. But if you want to ask something else, we'll see if it gets thrown in there. But mainly ask about the West Ham career. If you have suggestions for storylines, things like that, you can throw it in there as well and create a storyline by your question, something we'll have to address. So as always, I want you to leave those in the comments below. But let's get into our first edition of Moose's mailbag. And our first question, it's actually comes from both people who submitted questions, Aquaman OS and Orion523. Thank you so much for the questions. They both ask about our transfer dealings. Aquaman says, who have you got in mind for the upcoming transfers to bring into the squad? And Orion says, in the transfer market, are we building squad depth by making under the radar type of deals? Or are we looking to go big and add a superstar? And really my answer to that is either or. If we can bring in a top name superstar, namely a striker, which I had the poll up from the last episode that you guys answered so much great feedback on that. We'll get to that in just a little bit. But like I said, we've had the poll. We've got some players that people want to bring in. But if financially the deal isn't there to be made, we will go the depth route. But we have a lot of different options. We definitely have striker possibilities. The likes of Dybala and Batshuayi were the favorites in the targets in terms of the strikers. And for the midfielders, Ozyakup, the Turkish midfielder, as well as Leon Goretzka were the two favorite central midfielders. So if we can bring in any combination of them, that would be really my main priority in this transfer window. Second question does come from Aquaman again. He says, how did we feel about new striker Callum Wilson's first season? And I thought he was really, really solid out of the gate. It was almost like when a club brings in a new manager. They get us just a spark of enthusiasm. That's the way he was when he came into the team. I think he had something along the lines of 6 goals his first 8 appearances. But then he went very, very cold following that. So we're going to give him a shot here in the remainder of the preseason tournament. If he can turn it around, then we'll definitely give him a chance to prove himself in the team. We know he's got plenty of potential and pace, so if he can turn himself around, he's going to be a good player for our team. If not, we might find the highest bidder for him and ship him out to bring in the likes of a Batshuayi or Dybala. From Orion, he says, we've let a few high potential youth players go in the spring. Is this a sign the academy is less of a priority now, or is it simply a matter of talent? It's a matter of talent. It's a little bit of both because, it's hard to bring up youth players straight into the first team. We've got a couple of guys that are almost ready to go. Reece Oxford is up to 73, 74 overall. Aldaire's up to 73, 74 overall. Masana, who's a center forward, he's actually 70 overall almost, but he's not even old enough. He's 15 still. So as soon as he turns 16, we have some players we can get into the first team. The likes of Medine, who's been very good. But it's really just a matter of the number of players we can develop because players don't get that May boost anymore, and so we have to train them up during the season, so there's only so many guys you can bring in through the squad. And so the final question from our Moose's mailbag, it's a bit of a tandem question yet again. Orion says, with the club facing the prospects of playing football on 4 different fronts, obviously we wish it had been 4 fronts. We weren't able to qualify Europa League because of the teams making it through the cup competitions. But we'll think of this in terms of future seasons as we move forward because that's really our ultimate goal. How will we prioritize the competitions? And then Aquaman says, what are the expectations for West Ham next year? And really, our goal next season and our priority is the Premier League. We want to finish in the top 5. We finished 6th last season. 5th would be number 1, a step up. It means we're advancing. We're showing ambition as a club. That's really what we need to be doing. Plus, it would automatically put us in European competition. We wouldn't have to rely on a cup. Obviously, if we're struggling or middling in the league, our number 2 priority is the FA Cup. Even the Capital One Cup, really either one, because either one will get us European competition. But the FA Cup is so much high prestige. It's just an unbelievable tournament. It's one that you really, really want to win and send the fans on a great cup run. So that's really the way we're looking in terms of the priorities this season. We want to win the league. I mean, that's just really always the ultimate goal. But you have to think realistically, top 5, top 6, obviously, to stay where we were. But we really want to be pushing for a European position. So thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate your participation in the first Moose's Mailbag. Send your questions in. You can hashtag them Moose's Mailbag, or just put them in the comments. I'll find them, and we'll get them into the next session. So thanks, guys. Let's get into the rest of the episode. All right, so how are we doing, guys? Back into the career mode, and as you can see, we are just a day away from our semifinal match in the European Continental Shield against Besiktas. Somehow, we weaseled our way into the semifinal, so we'll have a bit more money to put into our transfer kitty, and if we can win this, maybe make it to the final and win the final, we'll have that much more to throw towards some more players. But as you can see, the big deals right now in the transfer window have involved a couple of Premier League teams. You can see Bojan actually swapped Stoke for Crystal Palace, so he's moved to London. David Luiz gone from Paris Saint-Germain into Arsenal's starting lineup, and then Marquinhos has left PSG as well, so they've lost 2 of their big name center backs. He's gone to Barcelona. So PSG sellers instead of spenders right now. Now, as for us, we are buyers and not spenders right now. Coming off the last episode, we've put in bids for the likes of Dybala, Lacazette, Aubameyang, Batshuayi, all the big name strikers we're going for. Dybala and Batshuayi are going to be our top 2 targets. Reason being, those are the guys that led the poll from the last episode. But we haven't made a bid for a central midfielder yet, and that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to go for the 3 top vote getters in the poll. They were respectively, Leon Goretzka was the top vote getter, so he's going to be the guy we're going to go after the most. Oguzhan Özyakup, Turkish central midfielder. He's actually from Besiktas, so we'll get to see him play in the next match because I doubt we'll have him in one day's time. And then we're also going to go for Jeffrey Kondogbia of Inter Milan, see if we can bring him potentially to the club. We'll go for all 3, see who can get the best deal on, and then we'll make that decision. We're going to put in a cheeky 10-2-5 deal for Goretzka. There's interest been shown by Stuttgart actually in him, so we definitely don't want to mess around considering he's our top midfield target. And I just marvel at Özyakup, technically 80 overall. Look at the technical stats he has. I've never seen more green on a player, so we're going to have to put in definitely a top quality bid to have a chance at bringing him to the squad. We're going to go in low with 14-5. If we have to up it, we'll wait and see, but definitely going to be up in the bid compared to Goretzka because Özyakup is definitely more rounded at this stage in his career. And then, of course, there's Kondogbia, the destroyer. But for someone who can just break up the play like nobody's business, like a brick wall, he does have some very, very good passing stats, so he can start to play up from deep, which is nice to see. So we'll go with 12.5 for him, see if we can tease Inter. And we get 2 emails back. We see transfer offer for Lanzini, who we're not looking to sell at all. Cone come in for him, 25 mil. 25.5 mil, I don't care. You're not taking him. Alright, so here's the team we're going to be going with. It's not full strength, obviously. It's still preseason, so we want to keep the team fresh and rotated. We don't want to wear anybody out, cause any injuries. So we have Andy Carroll up front with Payet in the hole behind him. Morales and Antonio on the wings. Obiang gets a start in midfield with Kiyate. Cresswell at left back. Reed and Oxford in the middle. Van der Wiel out on the right. And then Jack Butland is going to be playing in goal in this match. There's the table. We could be either playing Inter Milan, who we're interested in Kondogbia, or Valencia in the final. So, Quaresma, the wizard, going up against Payet, a couple of very technical players. And Özyakup not in the starting lineup. He's on the bench, so we might see him later on. Out wide, Cresswell early on. Let's see what we can do here. Kiyate, oh, he stepped into one. He scored early on. Cheku Kiyate, 1-0. That is an absolute belter. Payet laid it off to him, and he makes no mistakes about it. He took a bit of a strong touch there, but he finds it under his feet and buries it in the back of the net. What a strike, son. Look at that. Lovely bit of play. Kiyate runs from 18 yards. Bottom corner. Bellissimo. I don't know what that means. Hopefully it's not a swear word or an insult. But we're playing in Italy. Well, Antonio's away. Kiante's played him a lovely ball. Can he find Carroll? That's who he's looking for. Andy! Sir Andrew, Lord of Carroll. He wants to prove that he should stay in the club, and that is one way to do it. Lovely finish. Antonio played it into him, which means Antonio's shown what he can do for the team. It's leaving guys like Ener Valencia, Callum Wilson on the outside looking in right now. Who can Dimmy find on the free kick here? Looking for Carroll. He wins a header, and he's got two. It's come out of nothing. He didn't even jump off the ground, it looked like, but he heads it into the ground. Bosh, Sir Andrew, Lord of Carroll, he's got two, we've got three, and we are cruising. What is the keeper doing there? Shocking. Well, Antonio's taking it away. Can he find Dimmy on the overlap? Payet, can he shape the shoot? Finesse it! It's 4-0. We are an absolute battering ram, and we are smashing down Besiktas' front door. Dimi Payet, it's too easy. We've got Payet. Dimitri Payet. 4-0 to the Cockney boys. We are the Barca of East London right now. This is just phenomenal football. I've never seen us play like this. I hope we keep it up all season. Oh, Antonio. Lovely control. He's gone through. Payet again, first time. Oh, he's hit the post. Should have been 5. Payet's whipped it in. Reece Oxford with a header. That's a phenomenal save. Carroll swings at it and it's blocked. We are unstoppable. Oh, Carroll, he's in for a hat trick. And there it is. Lovely passing play. It starts with Aldair. Finds Kiyate. Simple layoff to Andy Carroll. Kiyate has had a masterful performance. He knows just when to pick his times to run up and join the attack. And he's really been lethal for us. But Andy's the story. He's got the hat trick. I think that's our first hat trick in this entire career mode. So, Sir Andrew showing why he deserves to be in the lineup. Oh, Callum Wilson. He's taking the throw from Butland. He's turned to defense. Could this be the moment for him? Oh my God, he's hit it. I mean, he's hit it softer than a teddy bear. He hit it with his teddy bear. First real missed chance for Besiktas of the afternoon. Final whistle. Beautiful victory. 5-0. Just ran away with it. We kind of slowed the pace on the second half. But no matter what, we're going to the title match, and we should get a bit more funds to add to our budget. So all in all, an unbelievable performance. And there's Andy getting the match ball. As he takes that match ball, it makes you wonder, do we need a new striker coming in, or is Andy Carroll the man? But either way, something to think about on this great victory. Of course, take a look at the match facts. We dominated the game, 51% possession, but the 8 shots on target to their 2 was really what stood out and why we dominated. Player rings, man, the match actually went to Butland. I think he had something along the lines of 9 saves, but they were all punching crosses, catching crosses, things of that nature. He commanded his box. It was unbelievable. Of course, goals. Carroll with 3, Kiyate with 1, Payet with 1. Assist-wise, Payet had 2, Kiyate had an assist as well. So they were fantastic all around the board, the 3 of them all together. Thought Wilson struggled again. He didn't have that finishing touch. Ceballos looked much better than he has. Aldair looked fantastic in spite of the rating he's been given. So definitely some performances to turn some heads. Not to mention Mikel Antonio, who didn't even show up on the substitute list, got an 8.5 as well, and I thought he played fantastically. And we take a look at the tournament tree. We will be taking on Inter Milan, so another one of our central midfield targets will be facing us in the next match in Jeffrey Kondogbia. So as a result of that victory, we get £2.3 million added to our transfer budget, which is fantastic. Hopefully we can win the final, which we weren't able to win last season. If we can win the final, it would be even more to go into the budget. And so we're going to do a bit of training here. I decided to train Oxford, Aldair, and Medine because we want to use the scouting or the training here to get some of our youth academy players trained up to get them on their way into the first team. And we get 7 messages back here. Let's see. Scouting we don't want to see. We get a transfer offer for Martin Samuelson. That would be most likely him on loan. We'll let him go out to Carlisle United. No problem with that. And of course, we take a look. We can see Inter have rejected the transfer offer for Kondogbia. They want $22.5 million. Besiktas have rejected. They want $22.5 million for Ozyakup. Marseille want $19 million for Michy Batshuayi as well. Dortmund have rejected. They want $34.5 million for Aubameyang. That is just absurdity. No chance we're going to make a deal for him. And And Dybala has accepted a contract offer. That is unbelievable. 90K. He would be our highest paid player, but he'd also be our best player. No question about him or Payet, obviously. So we'll stall the Dybala. We're going to leave that for now. But we're going to run through these one by one. Alright, so for Kondogbia, they want 22.5. We're just going to go 14.5. We're not going to let them try and stoke us into something unreasonable. 14.5. We're going to do the same for Ozyakup and see how that goes. Actually, we already went 14.5 for Ozyakup, so I guess we'll go up to 16.5 will be where we're going to top out right now. Batshuayi, we had only offered 12, so we'll go 14 for right now and see if they'll stump into... Actually, we're going to try a completely different tactic here. We're going to go £7 million plus enter Valencia and see if we can get 7.5. Excuse me. We'll see if we can get them to bite whatsoever. So £7.5 million plus enter Valencia. So we advance one more day and we get 4 more responses. Let's see. We have Cologne have said they don't want to pay that 25 million for Lanzini. Schalke have rejected our offer for Goretzka because Bilbao want to come in and buy him for 11 mil. No. Let's see if we can pump in with 11.25 and swoop him away. Don't want to lose Goretzka like that. He's easily the most affordable. And Bayer Leverkusen have accepted our offer for Chicharito. 14 million. Oh, we might as well offer him a contract at this stage. He wants 100 grand a week though. 28 years old. We'll offer him it. We'll see if he takes it. But if he doesn't, I mean, I'm not going higher than that. Alright, so here we head into the championship of the European Champions Shield. We're going to go back to Sacco up top just because I want to rotate the team here. Kara will be on the bench to offer a threat, though. Payet behind. Lanzini and Carrillo getting the starts on the wings. Noble, Kiyate, and holding midfield. Cresswell, Reed, Ogbonna, Iorfa across the backline, and Butland will retain his place in goal. Come on, you Irons. Let's bring home our first bit of silverware. So here we are at the San Siro, the home of Inter Milan. So they're really the host of this tournament. We're looking to knock them out and come away with the European Shield title. Oh, a good line. Perisic, Icardi, Bibiani up top. Kondogbia, Guarin, Medel, Vidic, Maria. What a squad they're running out with. Not to mention an international superstar in Jason Derulo in the back line. Ooh, great strike there. Butland forced into a good save. Come on, Jackie. That's got to be a foul. He pushes Winston Reed away from him just to make some space. I mean, it's a good finish nonetheless, but don't like the scrappiness of it. You see the push there, scum. So we bring on Carroll for Sacco. He hasn't impressed, and really, if they don't like the Valencia deal, Sacco might be the one on the way to France for Batshuayi. And he's won the ball away. Found Lanzini. Oh my goodness, you gotta score. Alright, so you take a look. We're completely swapping things up. We're going 3-5-2 just so we can get more men forward and see if we can create a goal to send us towards the finals. I don't know if it's going to be overtime, if it's extra time, or if it's penalties, but we want to find out. Can Ceballos, Danny Ceballos, he's done nothing since he's joined us until right now. In the 91st minute, Ceballos is sending us either to penalties or extra time. We don't know which. It's a lovely finish across the face of the keeper, and it's 1-1 just like that. Danny Ceballos with the goal. And it is penalties. We're going straight to penalties. That means we can put it away right now. This is going to be the difference between us and silverware. Tell you what, we have some good penalty takers here. And that's going to be the lineup. Whew, I'm shaking. Jovetic first. He's going top left. Butland with the save, come on! Noble's going top left too, but he always scores, and he does. Marky Noble. Cool as the other side of the pillow. Perisic! Oh, it's off the post and in. Callum Wilson, what can he do for me? You just don't want to be here, do you, buddy? Alvarez now for Inter. Butland, come up for me, son. Oh. Morales. Kevin. Oh, that's a beautiful penalty. Picture perfect. Put that on your fridge. Mello, he's missed it. Come on. And now the man, the myth, the legend, Dimitri Payet. He freezes the keeper. Wasn't the best penalty I've ever hit. But Butland can win it for us now. Against, I think it's Medell. Come on, Jack. Oh, I thought it was going to go right down the middle. But that means the big lad, Andy Carroll, can win it for us. The hat-trick hero of last match. No! And we go again. Montoya. Straight down the middle. And the youngster Ceballos, who scored the goal to send us the penalties. Can he keep us alive? You bet he can. That's a stunner of a penalty. Ambrosio now. Oh, I thought it was coming out. Crossbarring in, and Obiang steps up for us. Come on, Pedro, my boy. God damn it. That is a devastating way to lose. We better get some good transfer news after having to suffer through this, man. That is a heartbreaker. And there's Inter with the cup. Fair play to them. They put in a good performance, but it wasn't to be for us. Take a look at the match stats, though. They scored on their only shot on target. We dominated the play, even if they held the balance of possession. We deserved better, no question about it. Player ratings, man of the match, Dimi Payet doing his absolute best to keep us in the game. Obviously, Ceballos came on and did very, very well. Obiang, I thought, was fantastic. Noble played well. Really, just a good game all over the board. We're unlucky to lose. That's really the way you have to say it. And so there is the final European Continental Shield table. Inter Milan come away with the title at home. Really, really tough loss, but I think we're all the better for it. We've seen some of our players actually improve, and we've really weeded out the players that I think are ready to move on from the squad, no question about it. All right, 2 transfer window talks we can see here. Oh, Kondogbia 14.5. That's been accepted. If we can't get Goretzka, I think Kondogbia has to be the man we look for. He's been fantastic. I'm sure he would pair in midfield stupendously alongside Kiyate. Only 70 grand. I would absolutely pay that. That's not bad at all. Let's see if we can go important squad team, first team player. Oh, and here we go. Besiktas have accepted 16.5 for Ozyakup. Schalke decided they want 15 for Goretzka. Where did that come from? How about 12.25? We'll send in another offer for him, but I thought he was leaving. And there it is. That's why it's not going to happen. Chicharito contract offer was declined. Unfortunately, he doesn't want to relocate. So we're not going higher than 100K for an 80 overall striker who's 28 years old. No way. They want 15.5 million pounds plus Enter Valencia for Michy Batshuayi. Are you crazy? We'll go up 8.5. That's the best I can do. That's just absurd. Ozyakup, that's the big thing with him. He's a fantastic player, and he's not going to want big wages at all. We could probably get him on just an important first-team player role as well. Ton of transfer offers come back. Kondogbia wants a bigger squad role. So we'll give him 70K for and Crucial. That's fine. We've also got an offer for Jarvis finally. Leicester come in, 2 mil. We'll take it. Just get out of the club, Matt. You're not going to fit into the team. Alright, so Marseille are not budging on that 15.5 to let Batshuayi go. So I think we're going to have to go with Dybala, no question about it. Because Batshuayi, if we can get rid of somebody else for the fundage, maybe. But as of right now, there's no way we're going to have the money to bring Batshuayi in. And Ozyakup declines. He wants a bigger role as well. So I guess we'll have to offer him the Crucial to have a shot at him. 50K. Give him a 5-year deal. Crucial first-team player. Come on, Ozyakup. Oh, and this could be an absolute mess. Dybala, you better join the club. You better accept. The club pulled out of the deal. And we see Goretzka's been accepted for 12.25. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, what's going on? 1 second I thought he was off to Bilbao. Now we've got a chance to bring him to the club. I thought he would be the best fit, honestly, alongside Kiyate. I thought he was basically a much more technically sound and pacey version of Mark Noble. So, if we could bring him in, that would be unbelievable. And there he is. We've confirmed the lad, Paulo Dybala, coming to West Ham United. We had Di Canio. Now we've got Dybala. Take a look at the stats on this boy. 93 attacking position. He's got 85 sprint speed. His reactions, his balance, agility, all of that is fantastic. Good stamina. His finishing is 88. Dribbling 89. Curve 89. Ball control 93. He is going to run rings around Premier League defenders, and I can't wait to see him do it. No, we've got a transfer offer for Josh Cullen. Absolutely, you can go on loan to Blackpool, no problem. Can we hear back? Kondogbia has accepted his contract offer. 4 years, 70 grand a week. Ozyakup doesn't feel the move suits him because he's a top player. You're going to be a top player at our club in a better league. Don't you want to work with Slaven again? Let's give him 60 grand. That's still not very much. In my eyes, at least. So we'll see if he'll take 60 grand 4 years. And maybe we'll hear back from Goretzka before the Man City game. Jarvis is gone. And Olympique Marseille did not like our offer. I threw in one last one of Callum Wilson in money. They didn't like that either, so they don't want to sell us Batshuayi, and they're just done negotiating. So he's not coming to the club, but we brought in Dybala regardless. Alright, so that's where we're going to end things from this episode, guys. Obviously, we have a match against Manchester City that we'll start off the next episode with. And we have 3 central midfielders. Ozyakup from Besiktas, Jeffrey Kondogbia, and Leon Goretzka from Schalke. Kondogbia from Inter, obviously, that we have potentially coming into the team. And what I need from you, Ozyakup is the technically, more attacking inclined player. Goretzka's right in the middle there. He's can attack, he can defend, he's technically solid, he's got pace, he's all around player. Whereas Kondogbia is the destroyer who can also create from deep. He's a good passer, but he's ultimately a guy that's going to break up and serve as a real anchor man in front of the defense. So what I want to hear from you guys in the comments below, which of those 3 midfielders would you most like us to bring into the team? That's why I want to hear from you before the next episode when we make our decision. So as always, guys, be sure to leave a like on the episode if you're enjoying the effort I'm putting into it and enjoying the content overall. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, thank you so much, guys, for all the support. So take care. We'll see you next episode, guys. Bye-bye.
Like we always do with this time. I got to shine.